And I've loved enough to have watched them a lot during my life. But there were certain things I suddenly brought attention to, and that was this.
Some performers vanish into costumes. Dustin Hoffman vanishes into truth. For over 50 years, he's been cinema's shapeshifter. Graduate students, autistic savants, cross-dressing soap opera actors, investigative reporters.
Actress, it's just that you're a little bit too soft and genteel. You're not threatening enough.
Not threatening enough? How's this? You take your hands off me, or I'm gonna knee your balls right through the roof of your mouth.
From The Graduate to Rain Man, Tootsie to All the President's Men, his work doesn't announce itself. It simply exists. But behind every disappeared identity, every physical quirk invented from scratch, every voice that sounds nothing like his last role, there's a curriculum. Hoffman didn't stumble into method acting. He dissected it. He learned from films that treated performance as archaeology, that understood characters as puzzles requiring obsessive assembly. That proved transformation meant more than makeup. He doesn't believe in movie stars. He believes in disappearing acts. And when he lists his favorites, he's not celebrating glamour. He's honoring invisibility. These 10 films didn't just inspire Dustin Hoffman. They gave him permission to become unrecognizable. 10. Bicycle Thieves, 1948. Vittorio De Sica's neorealist masterpiece follows a father and son searching Rome for a stolen bicycle.
He's a great actor, movie star, and I think he had such a strong, definitive persona.
No professional actors, real streets, real poverty. Lamberto Maggiorani wasn't an actor at all. He was a factory worker, yet his face carries entire worlds. What struck Hoffman was the absence of performance. Maggiorani doesn't act desperate, he is desperate. De Sica found someone living the reality rather than someone pretending. Every frame breathes authenticity. The boy beside him is genuinely his son. Their connection requires no direction. Hoffman studied how ordinariness creates power. Ratso Rizzo in Midnight Cowboy limps through New York's actual winter. The cough is real. The limp came from watching people on the streets. He learned from De Sica that research beats imagination, that truth lives in details nobody invents, that casting reality sometimes matters more than casting talent. Bicycle Thieves proved that cinema could document rather than decorate, that the camera loves genuine struggle more than manufactured emotion. 9. The 400 Blows, 1959. Francois Truffaut's debut is childhood as prison.
And there's something about that that's in the performance, which is one of the things that makes it, because he doesn't care.
Jean-Pierre Léaud plays Antoine Douanel, a boy Paris doesn't want. Petty theft, reform schools, parents who see him as a burden. Truffaut filmed with handheld cameras. Let Léaud improvise. The famous final freeze frame captures a face asking for escape. What captivated Hoffman was Truffaut's compassion. Antoine isn't a victim or a rebel. He's simply unseen. The adults around him talk past him. Teachers humiliate him. His mother resents his existence. Yet Truffaut never sentimentalizes. He shows a child navigating a world built without space for him. Hoffman's early roles channel this isolation. Benjamin Braddock floating in pools. Ratso died on a bus to Florida. He absorbed Truffaut's lesson that lonely characters shouldn't beg for sympathy, that showing neglect beats explaining it. That face reveals more than dialogue. The 400 Blows taught him that youth isn't innocence. Sometimes it's survival, that understanding characters means remembering what damaged them. 8. Sweet Smell of Success, 1957. Alexander McKendrick's noir is Manhattan as a snake pit, Burt Lancaster as a gossip columnist, Tony Curtis as the press agent groveling for scraps.
On my mother's life, I wouldn't do that. Not if you gave me a column would I do a thing.
Corruption as currency, betrayal as a business model. Shot in actual New York darkness with dialogue that cuts like razors. What mesmerized Hoffman was Curtis's transformation. America knew him as a pretty boy hero. Here he plays Sidney Falco, desperate and pathetic. Curtis makes cowardice fascinating. Every smile hides calculation. Every compliment conceals contempt. The performance rewired what leading men could become. Lenny channels this fearlessness. Playing Lenny Bruce meant embracing ugliness, the drug use, the legal battles, the self-destruction. Hoffman learned from Curtis that actors should reject likability. That interesting beats appealing. That darkness explored honestly creates deeper connection than charm. Sweet Smell of Success proved that film noir could dissect ambition, that New York stories should taste like corruption, that sometimes the bravest choice is playing someone audiences might hate. 7. The Apartment, 1960. Billy Wilder's masterpiece is corporate America as a soul-crushing machine. Jack Lemmon lent his apartment to executives for affairs.
The characters you meet. Something happens to men in elevators. Must be the change of altitude. The blood rushes to their head or something. What?
Shirley MacLaine as the elevator operator was then discarded. Comedy and tragedy share the same frame. Wilder shoots it like a nightmare disguised as office comedy. What fascinated Hoffman was Lemmon's balance. C.C. Baxter is pathetic, but never pitiful. Lemmon finds dignity in humiliation. The drunk scene, the loneliness at Christmas, the moment he finally says no. Wilder trusts Lemmon to navigate tones that shouldn't coexist. Tootsie follows this template. Michael Dorsey creates Dorothy Michaels and discovers what women endure. The film is a comedy that reveals rage. Hoffman learned from Lemmon that humor can expose injustice, that laughing and wincing aren't opposites, that audiences accept complexity if you earn it. The Apartment taught him that sad clowns tell harder truths than tragic heroes, that everyday survival requires more courage than obvious heroism. 6. Nights of Cabiria, 1957. Federico Fellini's Heartbreaker follows a prostitute through Rome searching for love. Giulietta Messina as Cabiria, eyes full of hope that gets destroyed repeatedly. She gets robbed, humiliated, betrayed, yet she keeps trying. The final scene shows her crying and smiling simultaneously. What destroyed Hoffman was Messina's fearlessness. Cabiria isn't dignified. She's loud, naive, and desperate. Messina plays her without protection. The character humiliates herself chasing connection. Lesser actors would have softened the edges. Messina embraces every awkward, painful moment. Rain Man required similar courage. Raymond Babbitt's mannerisms could have been mockery. Instead, Hoffman researched for months, met autistic individuals, found humanity in behavior others might caricature. He learned from Messina that representing marginalized lives demands total respect, that specificity creates empathy. 5. Persona, 1966. Ingmar Bergman's psychological labyrinth is two women merging identities. Liv Ullmann as an actress who stops speaking, Bibi Andersson as the nurse caring for her. Filmed in stark black and white, reality fracturing, faces bleeding together, Bergman makes perception itself collapse. What unnerved Hoffman was Ullmann's silent performance. She doesn't speak for most of the film, yet her presence dominates. Every micro-expression carries meaning. Bergman's camera studies her face like a landscape. Ullmann proves that stillness can scream. Hoffman built entire performances around this principle. The long silences in Midnight Cowboy, Raymond's repetitive patterns in Rain Man. He absorbed Bergman's lesson that absence communicates, that what actors withhold matters as much as what they give. Those faces are instruments requiring precision. Persona taught him that experimental cinema isn't pretentious when honesty guides it, that psychological complexity beats simple narratives, that two great actors and one camera can create entire universes. 4. The Battle of Algiers, 1966. Gillo Pontecorvo's documentary-style masterwork is revolutionary warfare as a moral maze. French paratroopers versus Algerian fighters. Neither side glorified. Both sides are human. Shot on location with non-actors. Feels like smuggled newsreel footage. What impressed Hoffman was Pontecorvo's refusal to choose sides. The film shows torture, shows terrorism, shows how violence breeds more violence. No music tells you how to feel. No speeches explain who's right. Just consequences playing out across scarred faces. Marathon Man explores similar territory. Hoffman's Babe Levy is innocent, caught in conspiracies beyond comprehension. The torture scene with Laurence Olivier, Is it safe? Hoffman learned from Pontecorvo that political films work when they complicate rather than simplify. That moral clarity is often moral cowardice. That showing pain honestly creates more impact than taking positions. The Battle of Algiers proved that cinema could be journalism. That truth requires surrendering easy answers. 3. The Seventh Seal. 1957. Ingmar Bergman's medieval allegory is about a knight playing chess with death. Max von Sydow, returning from the Crusades during plague times, searching for God in a world of suffering. Bergman shoots it as a philosophical inquiry disguised as a period drama. What captivated Hoffman was Bergman's willingness to ask questions without answers. The knight seeks meaning. Death offers none. The film ends without resolution. Bergman trusts audiences to sit with ambiguity. Von Sydow plays doubt as active investigation rather than passive confusion. Little Big Man embraces this approach. Jack Crabb tells contradictory stories. Is he a liar or a survivor? Hoffman plays him as both. He learned from Bergman that characters can remain mysteries, that uncertainty feels more honest than false clarity, that actors should embody questions, not answers. The Seventh Seal taught him that art should provoke rather than comfort, that existential dread makes better cinema than reassurance, that admitting confusion is braver than faking wisdom. 2. Tokyo Story. 1953. Yasujiro Ozu's quiet masterpiece is about aging parents visiting their adult children in Tokyo. The children are too busy. The parents feel like burdens. Nothing dramatic happens, yet everything important gets said through what remains unspoken. Ozu's camera never moves. Just observe. What devastated Hoffman was Ozu's restraint. Western cinema demands action. Ozu demands attention. Characters sit in rooms, drink tea, avoid difficult conversations. The pain lives in what they don't say. Setsuko Hara's smile hides oceans of grief. Kramer versus Kramer channels this delicacy. Ted Kramer is learning to parent his son. Small domestic moments become monumental. Making French toast, walking to school. Hoffman learned from Ozu that giant emotions fit in tiny containers. That cooking breakfast can reveal character better than courtroom speeches. That silence between people says more than arguments. Tokyo Story proved that slow cinema isn't boring when every frame contains entire lives. That patience is respect. That ordinary moments deserve as much attention as dramatic ones. 1. A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951. Elia Kazan's adaptation of Tennessee Williams' play is American acting at its most volcanic. Marlon Brando as Stanley Kowalski, Vivian Leigh as Blanche Dubois. Two different schools of performance colliding, method meeting classical, Brando in a torn t-shirt rewriting masculinity. Lee's Southern Belle unraveling across 12 reels. What makes it untouchable is watching Brando invent modern acting. Before Stanley, male leads were polished. Brando brought sweat, brought danger, brought sexuality that felt feral. He mumbles, he scratches. He moves like violence might erupt any second. Yet moments of tenderness break through. The Stella. The scream became iconic because its raw need was made audible. Hoffman saw his entire philosophy validated. Brando didn't perform for Stanley, he inhabited him. The physicality came from observation, not instruction. Kazan let him explore, let him break things. The tension between Brando's naturalism and Liu's theatrical precision creates electricity. Two acting styles that shouldn't work together, generating the film's power. Every Hoffman performance traces back to this template. The Graduate's Benjamin is awkward because real people are awkward. Ratso Rizzo's limp isn't pretty because real illness isn't pretty. He learned from Brando that technique should be invisible, that audiences shouldn't see acting, they should see life. A Streetcar Named Desire proved that film could capture theater's intensity while adding cinema's intimacy. Those close-ups reveal what stage distance hides, that the camera loves truth more than technique. This is where modern screen acting was born. Everything Hoffman believes about disappearing into roles started here. Dustin Hoffman never played it safe. These 10 films taught him not to. They showed him that performance is research. Those characters deserve protection. That truth requires disappearing. Which film shocked you? Share your reaction below and subscribe for deeper explorations of actors who refuse to be themselves.